Okay everyone, a few months ago when we were doing this, I wanted to show you, just quickly, I was going to show you how to cut soil, modern stuff, with a grinder. But we didn't get round to it, and this happened, that happened. What is that? That's like tar on there. No idea. But anyway, so I thought I'd show you this quickly before I take this down, and then you know. Now there are many ways to skin a cat. However, in my limited experience, I think cutting soil with a grinder, it's definitely not the right way, but it's not bad. Because you could use a wood chop saw for this, or you could use you even use a wood saw or a hacksaw or whatever. But I think this is slightly above those options, simply because, well, I'll show you in a minute. Because for the reasons I'm going to show you. Now, obviously, if you're on the job, you just use whatever's around you, what's nearest, because it's not very time efficient, especially if you've not got it with you to go get the grinder and sort it out. Oh, I just put this blade in the wrong way around, didn't I? No, that is the right way. Oh, what way does it say? Doesn't give a direction of rotation. I'm using a metal blade. I'm pretty sure a stone blade would be fine. You want that, because otherwise it would be like right in the guard. In fact, it's touching the guard, so no way. I'll do it the other way. Yeah, metal blade or stone blade would be fine. I wouldn't use one of those diamond ones, but I think this should be fine. Got to lock it with the tool like a noob. Spin test. Make sure it's not grinding against the guard or anything like that. Now obviously if you're doing this all day every day, you'd be masked up to the ears. If you're cutting a lot of this stuff, because the plastic does go everywhere. But for this little bit, we're just going to cut off however much we want, just to stick in there for when the toilet's going to go in for second fix. I will go as far to take a measurement, if I could find my tape measure. There it is, there. I mean, that'll already be coming out the wall. So all we need really is just a little bit, just to poke the flexi pan connector in. So I think about distance X on that is about 2 3/4 inches. So I reckon if we do ourselves, it'll be there. So if we leave ourselves a bit more, so it's poking out proud, 4 inches, 4.5, and we can always trim it later. You haven't got to get into a fight about it. 4.5 will be fine, and then this big bit of soil can go out the way. Where the hell did I put my lid? Did you see? I didn't either. Well, that's it then. We're plugged in, switch it on. Oh, there it is. Make sure you don't put it down on something that you don't want to destroy. Now, the reason why I think the grinder's good is because you can put a chamfer on it with the grinder, with the flat of the blade, you see? I'll show you. See, that's not bad. If you look at it from the side, it's a nice chamfer. It's a lot smoother than what you could have done with a file. And it's the same tool that you're using to cut it. So we'll go ahead, chamfer this, and then cut it there. And that'll be ready for showtime. if you get any burrs like this, you can flatten them down like so. So the face is nice and level. Alright, now that's not a bad chamfer. It's actually quite smooth to the touch, and the better that you chamfer this and make this edge smooth, the less grease you've got to use to, get it into the fitting, and the less grief as well. Now note the way I was, that I'm physically on top of this soil pipe. That's what you want. You don't want it to be moving around and going anywhere. Even if you're just cutting it with, whatever. But especially if you're using, 3,000, revolution per minute tool or whatever the hell this is, you especially don't want it to go everywhere. And if you can, if you're on site, a nice overhang. Be mindful of the dust. That's why the window's open. And we have made a bit of dust, but it's not too bad. It tends to be, if you use the stone blade, this end's caught here, I want to move that. See if we can't, get the door a little bit too. Be mindful of the dust, like I just wasn't. But anyway, if you use the stone blade, it doesn't create as much dust in my opinion. It's sort of thicker, bigger bits. But I don't think it does as good a job as chamfering. But anyway, now if we're actually cutting it off, cut it off square, right angles, so that way you're not got to deburr it later. Or even if you have, it's easy with this. And you cut it. It's not as much huff and puff involved as a wood saw, but it's not as neat as a chop saw. That's the only thing. But hey, what is? Note the thickness of the line. That will affect your measurement if it's really critical. Now what I was saying when all that noise was going on is note how thick that cuts. If your measurement is really critical, you'll have to take that into account, because you'll always get some wastage you doing it this way, but to be honest, who cares? You're not exhausted, you're not sweating, huffing and puffing, doing whatever. If you're doing a lot, you'd use a dust mask or do it outside on a windy day. I mean, there is a bit of dust from it, but it's a lot finer. The Hoover will take that up, no problem. Instead of those really big shavings that you got to sweep up if you're using a wood saw. But that's it. Now there's many ways to skin a cat, like I said at the beginning. Everybody's got their own ways. That's just one way to do it. And if you're thinking ahead, you know, about the job, yes, you know, you're thinking what to take and that sort of thing, you know, it's just food for thought. You might not have necessarily taken the grinder, and now you might. And if you practice, obviously you can get faster. Yeah, I mean, I'm by no means practiced at anything. I do far too many things to practice any one particular discipline. However, that's not a bad way to do it, and it doesn't really, like, that metal blade is still, well, it's still brand new, isn't it? I mean, it's not even eroded it away. All it's done is put a bit of muck on it. So you're not even got to worry about, oh, I'm using up £3.99 for a pack of 10 metal blades. Oh no, the expense. But yeah, look at all that dust. Very fine. You wouldn't want to be breathing that in all day. That's the only downside to the grinder. But that's, if you're grinding anything, it's dust. All the while it's dust. Oh shit. Almost lost me nut under the floor. But yeah, that's it from me for this little short doodad. And now I've got to get on with piping all that up where I left it last night. Just hanging there. The waist is done, that's all glued and screwed and well clipped, but the copper's got to be done yet. And see, this is a handy way to store the tool on the handle so you don't lose it, look. Isn't that clever? Top tip. But yeah, I hope you enjoy, and you know, as always, goodbye and good luck.